When you're in need of inspiration, where's your go-to place? For me, it's snuggling up with a blanket and a good book. But for those searching for creative inspiration, there's a place located north of Asheville that attracts more than 1,000 artists annually from across the country, the Penland School of Crafts. As Carolina Impact's Jeff Rivenbark reports, the popularity of this historic place and the woman who founded it continues to inspire artists.
Located off a two-lane road in the North Carolina mountains, you'll find a cluster of mismatched buildings that make up the Penland School of Crafts.
It's kind of like a place to feed your artistic soul.
I'll push around a little bit and then push middle out. Where did I put my special tool?
The students come from all over, like Brian Portwood of Waxhaw.
Penland's just great because it gives you a nice environment where you don't have to worry about anything else. You just get to focus on your work. When you have something that's handmade, like you get to see all the faults and flaws. There's just something about that that's more unique than looking at like a factory-made product.
Nearby, you'll find the Lily Loom House, built in 1947 and listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Inside, looms made of wood and hundreds of intricate parts fill the space with clicking and clacking sounds. A weaver for 3 years, Christine Novotny wants to learn more about rug making.
Thought that weaving in the mountains sounded like a great way to spend a few weeks.
While weaving may appear easy, it's actually quite complex.
Basically programming a computer, but then once it's all set up, the actual weaving part goes pretty fast.
One of the hardest things to learn is how to warp the loom or thread the machine to make a piece of cloth.
So I'm learning that the way that I've done things is just one of many, many ways to do the same thing. And it's really fun to work around a lot of different people with different styles and interests and grow just from being around other people.
Penland is just really special. I love this place because there's a whole lot of history here. I love to think about who, at least in this room, who's been weaving here.
Penland started more than 90 years ago. Lucy Morgan came to this remote area of the Blue Ridge Mountains in 1920 as a teacher at Appalachian School. A few years later, she started Penland Weavers.
She placed looms in the houses of mountain women and then taught them how to weave and then marketed their woven goods, which she did mostly through the Episcopalian Church.
By 1929, she established the Penland School of Handicrafts. Fast forward to today, Penland's known as an international center for craft education.
There are definitely a number of people who just put Penland on their calendar every year, and it's their creative retreat, it's their working vacation, or if they're full-time craftspeople, it's sort of their time to recharge.
Not to mention a nature lover's paradise with all sorts of plants intermingled with quirky pieces of art, some hidden and some in plain sight. At the top of this hill, you can feel the intense heat inside the glass studio.
Get that as hot as you can, spin it, pop a wheelie.
Instructor Adam Holtzinger lives in the Big Apple and looks forward to escaping from his frenzied lifestyle to teach glassblowing techniques during the summer.
When they've been struggling to figure something out and we can work through these problems together and they kind of have that aha moment, that click, that's really the most rewarding thing.
He encourages his students to try new things.
Take your time. That's it. Bury those blades in there. Making mistakes is everything. That's how we learn. If we don't fail at making glass and drop things on the floor, we'll never progress.
You come here for 2 weeks and you leave with just so much knowledge and experience and lasting friendships that'll last the rest of your life. Like it's a really magical place.
A student at Winthrop University in Rock Hill, Tyler Frazier, plans to graduate this spring with a Master of Fine Arts.
Everybody's excited about art, about creativity, really engaged, super immersed. I mean, it is above and beyond what I expected, even though I had heard nothing but great things.
If you are interested in having an experience that's a bit of a retreat, which will also put you into a community and have you doing something exciting and interesting, then I would suggest a workshop at Penland. It's just a great total immersion kind of experience.
And the only prerequisite for taking a class? Having a passion for learning. Carolina Impact, I'm Jeff Rivenbark reporting.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Penland offers classes ranging from 1 to 8 weeks. To learn more about the 2018 spring and summer workshops, look for this story on the Carolina Impact page at pbscharlotte.org.